What's going on, YouTube? I'm on the road today. Hold up, man. Let me set up. Got to stay professional, right? But anyway, man, I wanted to just quickly talk about the whole issue with children being separated from their parents at the border. Like I was saying in an earlier video when I was speaking on guns or really just any sort of issue that I like to talk about, any sort of social or political, economic issue, you have to understand that the world is very black and white. Um, or excuse me, the world is not black and white. It's full of gray area. So you can't approach it with this black and white, yes, do this or no, don't do that sort of mentality. You have to be able to compromise, and you have to be able to look at the pros and cons of each proposal. You have to look at what could go wrong if you were to implement these set of ideas, and what could go right with these set of ideas, and same with the other ideas that you propose. And as far as illegal immigration goes, hold on, guys. Yeah, I got a notification. But as far as illegal immigration goes, man, let's put all of our ideologies aside pertaining to illegal immigration. Whether or not you think we should be hard on illegal immigrants or you think there shouldn't even be a border, the fact of the matter is, as of right now in the United States of America and in pretty much every other civilized country I can think of, but we're just going to talk about America. As far as right now, in the United States of America, it is illegal. Let's repeat that. It is illegal to come into this country without basically permission, unless you're authorized to be in this country through a visa, you have a green card, whatever the case is. It is illegal to come into this country. You can't just walk right in and decide to live here unless you are an actual legal citizen, right? There's no contesting that. That's just the irrefutable truth, right? That's not opinion. That's just fact. That's the way the law is written. Now, here in America, what happens? Let's say you take a 30-year-old guy. He's got 2 children. Mom's not in the picture. He doesn't have any other family. It's just him and his 2 children, right? If he goes and robs a bank, he gets arrested. They come to his house later on and they arrest him and the kids are there. What do you think is going to happen to those children? Those children are going to be taken somewhere and they're going to be in the custody of the state until matters are resolved. Now, if he beats the charges or whatever, he'll take back custody of those children. He'll come back home and everything will be back to normal. If he gets convicted of those charges and he has to go serve time in a prison or a jail, whatever the case is, those children, if there's not another guardian that is eligible to adopt these children, guess what's going to happen? They are going to be put into they're going to remain in the custody of the state, and they're going to go into the foster care system. This is just the way it is. When an adult gets arrested, whether or not they get convicted or not, in the interim between the time of the actual arrest and the time of trial, whether or not they decide if you're guilty or innocent of the charges that have been implemented against you, your children will be put into the care of the state. Same with pets. If there's nobody else to take care of those pets, that's already at your household, or like I said, a grandmom, an auntie, a cousin, whoever the case is, the children will remain in the custody of the state because you have been accused. We're not going to talk about whether or not you're guilty or not, but you have been charged. You have been charged with a crime. And it's the exact same thing with illegal immigrants. When you are charged with a crime in this country, like I've just explained to you, your children are separated from you in the interim. So let's take an illegal immigrant. Now, if the only crime you ever broke was coming into America illegally, usually the pretty much guaranteed punishment is that they're going to send you back to the country that you came from, whether it be, and it's not always a Hispanic thing, whether or not it's Canada, Russia, Mexico, El Salvador, France, it doesn't matter, Madagascar, it does not matter. They're going to try to send you back, aka deport. Sorry, guys, I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, so I keep getting notifications. But they're going to try to deport you back to the country that you came from. And what people aren't understanding is it's three things. First and foremost, it's kind of annoying because a lot of people that are hating on Trump for so-called separating children from their parents, first and foremost, you act like he's down there personally doing it. But they're under the impression that this is something that he implemented, but in all reality, this is a policy that has been in effect since the late 1990s with Bill Clinton. You can go back and it's all documented. It's all public knowledge. It's all public record. You can go back and you can educate yourselves, and you'll come to the you'll realize you'll discover the fact that Bill Clinton was the very first to implement these policies, and these policies were continued to be used throughout all of Bill Clinton's administration, throughout George W. Bush's administration, both terms, both of Barack's terms, and now it's being used and applied with Trump's first term. You know, we don't know if he's going to get a second term or not, but he's using it as well, and people are only getting mad because Trump is doing it. They're only getting mad because Trump is doing it. I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast with that boy Duncan on there, one of his buddies, Duncan. He's on the show a lot. I think it's Eric Duncan, something like that. But, you know, he was talking about the fact that, you know, a lot of people are protesting Trump for deporting all these illegal immigrants and being hard on these Hispanics. But they fail to realize that Barack Obama deported more illegal immigrants than any other president combined. Combined. So Barack Obama was the 44th president, right? From the very first president, George Washington, all the way up to the 43rd president, W, he deported more illegal immigrants than all of them combined, right? And not just that fact, but there's also a clip of him from 2005, and he said pretty much the exact same. And of course, he wasn't president yet. He didn't run for president till 2007, and he won. Or he started running in 2007, campaigning, but back in 2005, he was still a senator, and he had a lot of the same ideas that Donald Trump has. So when I see that, it tells me right there that 95% of you, if not more, aren't actually mad because of what's going on with these illegal immigrants, but you're just mad because it's something that Trump did, and you just want to find something for Trump to hate Trump. You just want to find another thing to hate Trump about. And a lot of these people, you informed them of the fact that Obama, like I said, deported more illegal immigrants than any other president, and he had a lot of the same. He publicly spoke about having some of the same ideologies that Donald Trump had, and I'll just, oh, okay, well, Obama isn't in office anymore. Why does it matter? It matters because it's a lot of fake outrage. Now, I've met some people that they get on Trump about some of the same things they used to get on Obama about. I can respect people like that. And I can even respect you if you get on Trump about certain things just because you weren't knowledgeable of the fact that Obama was doing certain things. But once you become knowledgeable of the fact that Obama was doing a lot of the things that Trump does, you have two choices. Either you start you wish you could have gotten Obama about it, you give Obama shit just like you give Trump shit, or you need to just shut your goddamn mouth. But you can't play these both sides where you're mad at Trump for doing it, but then when you find out Obama did it, you don't care. You want Obama to come back in office. You want Joe Biden to come back and run, and then you want Barack to be vice president, and then you want Joe Biden to resign so Obama can get back in. Y'all have just lost your goddamn minds. And like I said, majority of the things that y'all are upset about is things that not only were done by other presidents, but the policies themselves were implemented by past presidents. So, like I said, man, it's just silly, and I really don't know what you guys. Like I said, it is fucked up. But first and foremost, man, these camps, these places where they're sending these children, they're not concentration camps. I get so sick of y'all saying that dumbass bullshit. They're not concentration camps. Y'all are really trying to compare these camps. I don't even like using the word camps, but these facilities that these children are going to. You're trying to compare those to these concentration camps in places like Auschwitz. Y'all have lost your goddamn mind. You act like they're gassing these children, killing them, feeding them slop. I've done some research on some of these facilities. Of course, it's never a good time. It's never a great thing when a child is separated from their parents, but it seems like they're trying to make the best of it. They serve pretty good food. They educate these children because, it's so many of these illegal immigrants being caught or at least being accused of being an illegal immigrant. It, it takes a while to get them all filtered out. So a lot of these children could be in there for months, maybe even years. And, they educate these children. They take them on field trips. They got different game systems. They got PS4s, PCs, Xboxes, and, like I said, they got TVs. They got their own rooms. I mean, it seems like they actually, they they try to make the best of it. Like I said, it's how good can it be when you're separated from your parents. I'm with you on that, but I really don't know what you want them to do when they catch adults with children. They can't take the goddamn children to the same facilities they take these parents to. First and foremost, like I said, regardless of what you think, the law is that it's illegal it is illegal to enter this country under false pretenses. So when they catch these people, they go to jails. It's a different type of jail because, they're not putting you in the same system. They're not taking you to Fulton County here on Rice Street, but they're taking you to these certain facilities. They transport you to these detainment centers and the detention centers, rather, and they hold you in there until they figure out what to do with you. They can't put children in there. Are you crazy? They can't put children in there. Y'all don't understand why you can't take children to adult jails? There's a reason why you can't ever do that, man. It's too much of a risk. You can't do that. But you also can't take these parents to these nice facilities because they've been caught breaking the law. Like I said, man, I'm not even talking about what my personal opinion on immigration is. I'm just trying to explain to you guys, you can't get mad at them for the parents getting taken to jail and them getting their kids taken away from them, man. They knew what they were getting into. Now, they may have had valid reasons for why they did it, and like I said, I feel for them. I'm not some heartless guy, and I just don't understand, or I just don't want to. I don't have any sympathy for them, but at the same time, I don't have too much empathy for them because they knew what they were getting into. You know what I'm saying? That's just like right now. If I had a child, I don't have any children, but if I had a child and I'm in my car and I see a person I don't like and I decide to open fire on it, says, pow, pow. And then later on, I get arrested, I get pulled over for that. And I'm with my child is going to get taken away from me. I knew what I was getting into. If I didn't want that to happen, I shouldn't have my child with me when I decided to do that. Or I shouldn't have done that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what happens. And if I get convicted of that and there's no other guardian to take my child from me, to adopt my child, they're going to go to the custody of the state. But regardless, I'm going to lose custody because I'm in jail. I can't have custody in prison. So, like I said, man, these adults bringing these children over here, or maybe they have children over here, they know what they're getting into. And like I said, there may be reasons why they did what they did. And, that's a different topic of discussion. But if you get caught, they are going to take your children and your pets and your possessions away from you. Point blank, period. That's just the way it is. And y'all have gotten so damn silly with this illegal immigration shit. I saw this one story. They were protesting ICE was taken away, or not ICE, ICE. I always say ICE, but ICE was taking away this guy who was a sex trafficker. He was a human trafficker. And people are outside protesting his arrest. Like, motherfucker, do you know what he came over here and did? Like, can we all just agree criminals that are here illegally, we can get rid of them? You know what I'm saying? I mean, can we just agree on that? Like, how are you really getting mad at the government for getting rid of gang members and human traffickers? I mean, can we let's just get real for a second. You know what I'm saying? That's like going down the street and and motherfucker rob somebody at gunpoint and they arrest him. And you talking about how unfair the system is. Man, he robbed somebody. These people came here illegally, and I'm not talking about all of them, but this particular guy I'm talking about, in many other cases, he's a human trafficker, or he's a gang member. He sells drugs. How can you get mad at the government? Not you or me, but how can you get mad? Because I got my own feelings about certain things, but how can you get mad at the government, the law, those people, you know what I'm saying, whatever you want to call them? How can you get mad at them for wanting to get rid of these people? Come on, man, we got to wise up. So, like I said, what I would really like to see people do is just put their innate emotions aside, their inordinate emotions aside, and allow common sense to kick in. Use logic and figure out, okay, you know what? I wish everybody could come here, but you know what? I ain't got no problem with you taking that sex trafficker sending his ass back. You know what I'm saying? I hate that you can actually go to jail or get deported just because you came to this country trying to make a better life for yourself and your family. But I understand that you got to take the child away if they catch you. I can understand that. That's what you need to start saying. But, you know, you just point to Trump saying he's separating kids from families. But every other president before him did it. And, you know, a lot of y'all, your savior is Obama. And I liked Obama. I like Obama. I still like him. But y'all want to act like he's just this messiah. He's completely holy, completely incapable of doing any wrong. And you find out he did, and you just want to ignore it. You never acknowledge it. Y'all are silly, man. And it's so interesting because see, I'm only 20, so I mean W was in office when I was born, but you know I was kind of too young to really pay attention to politics. Um, but it's so funny that the same way that people on the left are treating Trump is the exact same way, if not worse, than the way that the Republicans treated Obama. Like, one incident that always, I've been super scattered today for some reason, but one example that always comes to mind is when Obama had on this tan suit, sharp, clean as a motherfucker. And them Republicans all on Fox News and a couple other outlets, they talked about how unprofessional it was for like days. Why the fuck is he wearing a tan suit? Why the fuck is he smoking? Why the fuck he got his feet up in the Oval Office? Saying all this stupid ass shit that just is so, you could tell that they're only saying it maybe because he's black, maybe because he's a Democrat, whatever the case is. And a lot of y'all are doing the exact same things with Trump. Y'all are just being completely unfair. You're not using any logic. And even when you know, because a lot of y'all just play, but y'all know deep down that what you're doing is wrong, or what he's doing is right, or whatever the case is, but you still won't admit it because he's on the other side. Because he's a racist, because he's that, man. Y'all are just so goddamn silly. But anyway, man, I could go on for hours and hours talking about some of y'all. But as far as the illegal immigration thing goes, it's a kind of fucked up situation, but I really don't know what you guys want them to do when they catch adults with children. They got to take the kids away. I don't. And talking about they putting them kids in cages. I haven't seen any actual. Matter of fact, the only pictures I've seen of kids in cages was dated back in 2014 when Obama was in office. So I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. But are they probably putting them in cages? Shit, probably. And shit, it's probably people in the government that are in cahoots with these cartels and are giving the kids. Everything is all fucked up. You know what I'm saying, man? Everything's just going to hell. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment and leave your own opinions down below. As always, try to keep it cordial and stay respectful. And we can have a little bit of a debate back in the comments. But if you start calling me a Trump supporter or just stuff that just doesn't even make any sense, even after what I just said, I'm just not even going to respond to you. So anyway, man, I appreciate you guys watching. Peace.